Hello, my name is Corey. I'm 14 and we are going to be interviewing Eddie Carver. What is your name?
My name is Eddie
Sharing date of birth.
October the 5th, 1946. I was born in a place called Africville, where we're at right now. I was born here 75 years ago.
What 2 to 3 words explain how you feel about Halifax?
How do I feel about?
Halifax.
Well, I don't feel very good about Halifax and what Halifax did to my community. Uh, I'm not hostile. I just think Halifax should do the right thing and give Africville back to the people. It's our community. Somebody did something wrong in the 60s. It wasn't Africville. It was Halifax. They did something. They wanted what we had, and it was Africville. They wanted our community. So they did a lot of very, very bad things in order to obtain it. And the things they did was illegal. And so in doing that, justice has not been served because what they did was wrong in the first place. I got nothing against Halifax. But what Halifax represents and what happened to my community until we have our community back, until there is reconciliation, until we are compensated for what they done to us, then we're not on the same playing field. And I can't say that they're a friend of mine because they're not. Basically, they're the enemy.
What 2 to 3 words explain how you feel about Africville?
Africville, I was born here. This is my home. I was born at 1823 Barrington Street. I never went into the city. My mother went into the city to register me in a hospital after 3 years after I was born. I was born here. I was raised here in Africville. We had our own school. We had our own church. We had our own stores. And we had a community center. We had our own post office. We had our own community. We were efficient, self-efficient. We didn't rely on anybody. This was my home. On one side was the water, on the other side was the grass, and then we had the woods. We had the best of the very best of communities. Like I said, it was all going. We had our church, we had our school, we had our beautiful children, we had our beautiful community, our society. Halifax decided that they wanted something that they did not belong to them, which was Africville. And so they decided that they would take it at all costs. And what they did to us to get Africville was illegal. It was wrong. It was racist. And a lot of people got hurt. There was people that died. And nobody got what they were supposed to get, only Halifax. And what happened to us? When we had our community in Africville, there was nobody on welfare. After they took Africville, all the Africvillians had to go to welfare. They took our homes and put us into condemned homes. Uh, I don't know what good things can I say about it. Or they paved all the streets in Halifax, but the pavement stopped where Africville started. We had a dirt road. They wouldn't even plow our road in the wintertime. You know, like when they turned their back on us, they actually really turned their back on us. And as a child growing up in Africville, I remember the winters, how much we suffered. I remember how degraded we had got till we had to actually go to that toxic waste dump and we had to carve out a living either by getting the metals and recycling or by getting food that came from the stores and eating off the dump. We had to resort to that in order to be here today. That's what it took for us to survive as a community. We had the water, we had fish, we had it all going until Halifax turned their back on us. It was our community that built Halifax in the first place, the Maroons. Um, it was us that did the suffering and we paid the price. This man was supposed to be for us for always because of the work that our ancestors had done for the city of Halifax. We were granted a special status and it's called Africa. But they pushed us back and they pushed us back. 1917, they had a big explosion called the Halifax explosion. It wasn't an accident. It was perfectly done because it was us, African people, that had the farms. It was us that lived there. Now they put Fort Needham up there. They put Halifax, Hydrostone, everything. But for us, we got the shore, and they got what we used to own. And around the other way was the same thing. Where was our farms is now Willow Park and Windsor Park. They changed the dynamics, and we got nothing. We got pushed back to the shore. Like I said, right up to the 70s when they decided that they would be openly racist and they would tear the heart out of our community, in which they did. And how they did it, like I said, a toxic waste dump. With so many rats, they had to put down poison. Now today, all the Africvillians, we're all dying if we're not dead. We're dying of cancer. We can't get a public inquiry, but I can guarantee you this much. Whatever they poison they put on that toxic waste dump, that's the same poison that gave us cancer in our community. But we can't get a public inquiry. Wrong color, wrong place. You know what I mean? It's still happening. Even 60 years after they took our community, we're still suffering. We've yet to get our day in court. We've yet to get recognition. They have to be held responsible for what they've done. And right now they're laughing all the way to the bank, and we're dying in poverty. Community gone. Somebody did that to us because of the color of our skin, because we had something they wanted and they had the power, so they literally just took it from us. And we had no resource, we had no champion, we had no lawyers, we had nobody to stand up for our community. And they did what they did, and they got away with it. This is 60 years later. They've done nothing for us but giving us a life of poverty. They've took our everything from us. They've turned us into not first class, not second class, third class citizens into a city that we built with our hands. I don't know what to say. I can talk about the atrocities that was committed since I was born, how I was treated at their school system, what we should have and what we don't have because of them kind of people that got into the position of power in City Hall, and there was a group of them, white people, and they made a decision that would take our community and, like what can I say? F you black people because they didn't care about us. That's why they did it. That's why they got away with it because this thing called racism. It's real. How else can someone do that to a whole community and get away with it? It's racist. My goodness, I hope somebody hear me. Ooh, because I'm sweating to death.
I hear you. I like the passion in it.
Well, yeah, because it happened and it's still happening.
I can
And it's
understand.
up to everybody to make a change. And I don't know, get in touch with the government, send some emails to them, give Afro back to the people. Where's the courts? How can you do that in modern day and expect to get away with it? Well, they done it to Africville, and they're getting away with it. And I guarantee you it's because it's racist and it's the color of our skin. That's what they did. That's why I'm here, and I'm still in the face. Because, like I said, I'm looking for justice. I'm a Canadian. It was my community that they came into and destroyed. It's me that's sitting here, and I'm telling you it's like this. Until they give it back, I'm in their face. Until they give it back, we're all responsible for what they did, because they're getting away with it. And if it had been on the other foot, we would have been gone a long time ago. So anyway, thank you for indulging me. I appreciate it very much. My name is Eddie Carvery. I am the Hundingo Man.
Mr.
The
Carver, I want to ask you one last question.
yes,
Tell
sir.
me about your family and who you're related to.
Well, my family goes back, like I said, on my father's side, we go back to the Maroons. When we first arrived over here, we came from the Ivory Coast over to Jamaica, Jamaica to Nova Scotia. Jamaica government paid for us Maroons to come to Nova Scotia to build Citadel Hill, which we did. And arrived over there was a place called African Village, Africville, of course. That makes sense. And on my mother's side, that's my father's side. Now his father was a Acadian French. His mom was black. She's Hattie Carvery. She had the post office. The Carverys came from North Preston. They had a church and everything over in North Preston. They came over here to Africville because it was closer to the city. They were farmers, and they wanted to. It was more convenient for the Carverys to be in Africville, so they came over here. In the meantime, my mother, her people is the Micmacs or Mi'kmaq. They're the First Nations people. That's my mom's people. And before Africa belonged to the black people, it was a native property. This was a part of Shabakto here. And the natives gave it to us Africvillians because the white people didn't want to share the space in the city. So the natives gave us this space in Africville. They moved across the water to a place called Duncan's Cove over there across the water. And so anyway, but that's how Africville arrived. And like I said, my mother, she's native. My father, his people is come out of Jamaica, the Maroons. His father was French Canadian. The history of Africville just goes on forever. And we've been a part of Africville forever. And then for them to do what they did to us in our community because of the color of our skin, because we had something they wanted it, and they created hardships for us that you wouldn't believe, which cost loss of lives and other things. And we had to deal with it. Like I said, toxic waste dump, a contagious disease hospital. They poisoned our wells. They wouldn't give us welfare if we had no work. We had to live under them conditions. In Canada, as they stole our property, they bulldozed our homes. They put us on the back of garbage trucks and brought us to, that's hot. Wow. And brought us to the city.
Well, thank you, Mr. Griot.
Thank you very much. I appreciate this opportunity to say what's on my mind. In the meantime, I'm still here in Africville,
Of course.
and I'm still living off of donations. And I need the support of everybody to believe that what I'm saying, to phone the mirror, call up City Hall, and tell them to get off the pot and realize that this community called Africville is still real, and we demand our land back. We demand our rights. We are Canadians. Where's all you Canadians? Are we the only ones that this happened to? We need the support of every Canadian that believes in fighting racism and doing the right thing. Well, we need you right now, and it's my voice, Hundingle Man, signing off from Africville, as always, in your face. Bye.